GGRC.
Hey everybody, welcome to another QuickSave Review with me, RC, here on GGRC. Today, actually before we get to the game, I guess I should introduce my co-pilot, co-host in this Switch and Shoot QuickSave Review, Sushi. That's right. Actually not sleeping, just cleaning today. Just cleaning. Trying to keep that coat shiny and pretty, right? That's right. All right. So, guys, today we are checking out Switch and Shoot on the Switch, which is pretty convenient, pretty coincidental, right? I don't know. Switch and Shoot on the Switch. This is a shoot-'em-up game where it's basically one button and you shoot. And every time you shoot, your plane sort of changes direction. I will say this is a pretty difficult game. I have not been able to get past the second level. That's about as far as I've gotten. It's also a game that is cheap to buy. It's only $3 on the eShop, so if this is something that interests you, it's an easy buy-in. Also, one of the things I like about it is the fact that it has tape mode. So you'll see that, oh, look up there. It's taking up the whole screen. That means if you take your Switch and you set it on like a little, pedestal or something to play on, you could set it up vertically. Or I guess supposedly if you wanted to, you could take your monitor or TV and swivel it as well and play it vertically, which is pretty cool. But here, we're going to jump into the game so we can check it out. All right, let me make sure we have our audio on. There we go, some triumphant music to go along with the game here. All right, so, like I said, you jump in with this plane, or this spaceship here. And as you can see, when you shoot, it sends your plane or spaceship going the other way. You get 1 point per kill, and if you run into something, you blow up and the screen blows up as well. This is one of those games that plays very fast, so you're going to find yourself restarting a lot. The other night I had one of those experiences where I think on my third try I was able to get to level 2. And then I played it again another night for about 10 minutes straight and was not able to get past level 1 for whatever reason. But what you're doing here is avoiding the enemies, and you're collecting those yellow power-ups, and every time you collect a level power-up, you'll see in the top center, it keeps counting them up. What you're trying to do is fill them all the way up, and when you fill them all the way up, you will go to the next level. So, let's see how good we can do today here. Like I said, I've gotten to level 2, have not been able to get to level 3 yet. Let's see if we can change that right now. Let's get that power up. Oh, jeez. So, like I said, this game is tough. It's one of those things where you start out super unpowerful. You get these little dot shots, really. Then you can see, as you power up, your shots get wider. See, I missed that one. Because I missed that one, I get a downgrade, actually. There we go. I wish that was like a separate mode in the game. Maybe there's like an easy mode and a hard mode. Hard mode, if you miss a power-up, you downgrade. Maybe on easy mode, you don't. I don't know, something to that effect. This is a very simple what you see is what you get kind of game. There are not a whole lot of modes to play around with. Pretty much this game right here is what you're getting for $3, which is a good deal for $3, I think. It is. I would say it's a good deal for those who like arcade shooters. If you're not really into arcade shooters and getting high scores and stuff, this is not going to be a game that interests you, I don't think. But if you are into quick games where you're like, man, I could really top my score there, or I feel like I can get myself to level 3 if I just try a little bit harder, that's part of the allure for me with this game. There's the next power-up. Okay. So now you see I'm getting the 3-shot spread here, which is really nice. And I missed the power-up. Stupid. Take that guy out. Not all bad, though. I'm still gaining score. My current high score in this game, I think, it said it was 124. Here we go. So if we could take out all these enemies here and get this last power-up. There we go. We go into hyperdrive, and here we are. We are in Sector 2. Let's see what we can do to get to level 3. There we go. Oh, missed the power-up. Downgrade again. Shoot the guy. Oh, ran right into him. So there we go. There's a 110. 124 is the last big amount that I've gotten. You can see Matt is at the top at 990. And Matt, I believe, happens to be the designer of this game. This is, I believe, created completely by one person, which is pretty impressive. Now, in addition to having the game, you do have a couple of options to play around with. In the options, you can change the border art. I know, a lot of options there, right? But the colors you can play around with a bit more, so if you really want to, I've stuck with the basic, but I changed the enemy color to blue instead of red. So you can actually unlock palettes. Now, as you get to different sectors, you see you can unlock new palettes. So if we switch to Splody Vaders, you'll see, oh, you got more of a purple background now. If you switch to actual Buoy, you get like a sort of a Virtual Boy red thing going on. But you can change it up to whatever you want. So if we pick the original, which is Switch and Shoot, and you go to Preset, you're going to see Switch and Shoot actually has a bunch of different presets to play around with. I don't know why you would want a super bright background. That is, I know, not for me. It's just not something I would play around with. But I will say that the Splody Vaders one is not too bad. There's actually, like, the dark purple background is not too bad with my eyes. Ooh, that white one is bad. Yeah, that pink is even worse. So why don't we play a couple rounds with this other color preset and see if maybe we can unlock another one. But you can completely customize all this stuff. So if you want your ship to be, you know, one of these four colors, because that is the color scheme of this particular palette, you can do that, which is kind of cool. So you can completely customize it. Actually, if we go to Switch and Shoot, and you go to color preset, or rather a ship color and everything, you see you get a lot more options. So we can switch the ship color to pink, but you're going to see it's also going to change the text color to pink and everything like that. So yeah, there you go. See? Pink. But we're going to go back to Splody Vaders, and we're going to play with just the default one here, and we're going to play a couple rounds with this just to show it off. And I got to level 2. You guys saw it. Section 2, as they call it here. Let's see what I can do here. Ugh. Terrible. That's actually why I turned off the Splody Vaders one, because that bright pink explosion is not good for my eyes. I am not a fan of that. I am just going to go back to the normal colors here. The normal colors do not hurt the eyes as much. Alright, let's do this. You also notice that the weird disembodied head that talks to you during every mission actually gives all of your pilots different names, so you don't get to actually enter a name in the high score thing. It's gonna put it in the name of whatever your pilot's name was, which is kind of funny. So you'll see, I think the last one I had was like O'Neill or something like that. So it's just funny that you can't actually put in your name. Actually, I didn't know that it was gonna explode red. That is kind of harsh on the eyes. But again, fully customizable. You can do whatever you want. Ugh, bad. Terrible. This is the kind of round I was having the other night. I got myself like super far in Section 2, got close to Section 3, didn't quite make it, but just could not get further after the fact. Oh, God. I'm also going into this cold because I haven't played this since yesterday, so I feel like this is one of those games where, like, once you played it for probably about 10-15 minutes, you know, you're in that sweet spot of, like, I feel warmed up, I feel ready, I'm ready to take out all these enemies, and you're on the ball. There we go, there's another power-up. Oh, I thought he had me right there. Alright, we're looking pretty good here. Now, you don't want to hit the sides when you're in this part. There we go. Hyperdrive. Here we go. Starting back over. Section 2. Let's see what we can do here. Oh. Oh yeah, the other thing is that you can actually roll over to the other side if you go left or right. Man. Man, is that tough. But there you go, guys. I think that's a really good look at this game. From what I could tell so far, not a whole lot changes, you know, from that point on. Like, I cannot get past Section 2. I am kind of terrible, like I said, at this game. So I'm hoping, because I'm going to keep coming back to this every now and then and keep chipping away at that high score. I'm able to get to, like, you could see here, I got to 124 before. I had 110 previously during this playthrough here. I just got 107, so I could realistically get to Section 2 quite easily. Like, but once I get into Section 2, there's something about it. I just have such a hard time with it. But this is going to be a game that I definitely return to every now and then to try to see how much further I can get into it, because I do think that this is a very cool little game. Like I said, I believe it's only $3 on the eShop. Check it out if it looks good to you. And, of course, I will see you guys all in the next Quick Save review. See you then.